Hi guys, welcome to Tony and Little Legs featuring Meowsy. And today we're going to be making this. It's beef and ricotta meatball with macaroni pasta and cherry tomatoes. 5 ingredients, cost about £7. So about £2 per person it works out at in the end, because it will feed 4. And yeah, so we hope you like this one, guys. Let's get into it. So that's the meal that we're going to be making today, beef and ricotta meatballs. And so I'm hoping the little legs is going to like this. This is our first meal that we're going to be doing like this. And so because this is our first video, I want to just do a quick little bit of background. I've got little legs and I don't really want to feed him processed frozen stuff. And I'm a procrastinator sometimes. So I needed some real reasons to be getting out of the house and doing more stuff. And I could just fall back into the just watching TV, playing around with him on the floor and with his toys and just giving him the processed frozen food for his dinners and stuff. And I didn't really want to be doing that. I really wanted to be feeding him healthier stuff. So what it's done is it's going to give me the incentive to get out, make sure I get some proper food for us both, and it's going to be quite healthy for us. And it's going to help him with his palate and stuff like that. So really, really looking forward to this. And a quick disclaimer, guys, these recipes are not my recipes. I've got them from the Take 5 book that you get when you are a member of Slimming World. I used to be overweight and I use these books. And when I picked them up, it was a great godsend for me to be thinking about 5 ingredients only and about 30 minutes cooking time. That was a real selling point for me. And so that's why I'm doing these videos as well, is to help you guys that are struggling with that. Gives you a little bit of incentive. We go to the supermarket in the morning, grab our bits that we need, 5 ingredients. This cost me about £7.70, so it turns to about £2 per meal because it feeds 4 people. And so that gives, it's a nice, clean, healthy meal that we both can eat, and I'm not feeding him frozen stuff all the time. Don't get me wrong, I will do sometimes. I'm not perfect, and there is going to be times where we're in a rush and I will give him some processed frozen stuff, but I want to try and minimise that as much as possible, as well as takeaways and just give him them on treats and stuff like that. So that's what today is going to be about. So even though we are making meals, and we have called the channel Tony Little Legs and Meowsy, and I'll show you Meowsy in a bit. And the reason we called that is because we don't know where this adventure is going to take us, and I don't want to be changing the name of the channel later down the line. So that's why we called it what we did. And so yeah, so let's get into this one, guys. So today we're going to be making beef and ricotta meatballs, and so these are the ingredients I've got. The ingredients cost me £7.70, so if you work that out, it's about, if it's serving 4, it's going to be about £2 per meal. So I went to a local supermarket. It's nothing expensive and nothing cheap, so it's sort of middle of the road. And this is what we got. So we got some macaroni, and we're going to need about 300 grams of that. We got some passata, and we're going to need 500 grams of that. We got some cherry tomatoes. I just got some basic cherry tomatoes. And we got some ricotta. And we're going to need about 300 grams of that. And we got 500 grams of minced beef, minced steak. So that's our ingredients, 5 ingredients. We may add a little bit of salt and pepper to this, but that's the ingredients. So let's get into mixing this one. So I've set the oven to gas mark 7. And I've preheated it, and we've got the cherry tomatoes here, and I'm just going to spray those. We're going to put those in the oven for 15 minutes and then roast them. So we've got the ingredients here. We've got the mince, the macaroni, and the ricotta. And what we're going to do is going to put the ricotta in with the meatballs and mix that up and then make some meatballs from that. That's what we're going to do now. So here we go. We're going to empty this ricotta into the meat, and then we're going to mix this in. We're just going to mix that in with our hands. You might not like this. You could probably use a spoon or a fork or something like that, but that's what we're using. Just using our hands like that. Forgive the bread boat. We had a fire and we haven't replaced it since we've come back. So that's our ball of dough of our meat with ricotta. And what we're going to do is take little pieces of that, roll them up and put them into this bowl here. And then what we'll do is then putting them on the frying pan here in a second. So that's what I'm going to do now. So we take one little bit like this, and what we're going to do is just roll them up into meatballs. And then what we'll do is once they've rolled up, I'm trying to do this one-handed because I'm using my phone. And so it depends how big you want the meatballs. I might make some smaller ones for little man, for little legs. But it depends how big you want them. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to put these here. And so that's going to be the next part. Make some smaller ones for little legs. I'll make 2 small ones for little legs. Should be enough for him. Doesn't have to eat a lot. You'll have some pasta as well. I said this would feed 4 people. So if you are a single person or there's just a couple of you and you've got spare, you could put that in a tub or something, put it in the fridge or the freezer for another day. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just putting them in this bowl at the side of me. So there we go, guys. There's the meatballs all rolled up. Next thing to do is now to put these into the frying pan. So the next task is to get a cooking spray and spray on the and we're going to transfer these meatballs to that. There we are. And let's get these cooking. Here we go, guys. Just going to start browning these off now. I have washed my hands, guys. So there we go, still cooking. We're just going to make sure we cook these through before we put them into the main pan. So while we're waiting for this to cook, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pan here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the passata. .500 grams of that. And then we're going to add 500 millilitres of boiling water as well. So there's the passata. I'm going to put it in this pan here, and then I'm going to add 500 millilitres of boiling water too. So the cherry tomatoes are done now. So we're going to grab them now. So there's the cherry tomatoes there, guys. And we're going to just leave them on the side for a bit. Just leave them on there. So that's the meatballs pretty much done. And what we're going to do now is going to transfer them into there with some boiling water. And then we're going to boil it with the pasta there. And then from there, we're going to just mix it. So there's the passata. Meatballs are done. Tomatoes are done. We're going to pour this 500 mils of boiling water in there. And then we're going to pour in the dry pasta. And then we're going to mix that and then just let it simmer for 15 minutes. And we're going to put in the meatballs in a minute. So we're also going to put in a little bit of black pepper. And we're also going to put in a little bit of salt. There we are. Give that a mix, and then we're going to put in the meatballs into that now. Do that. Meatballs in. Fat and all. The whole lot's going in there. And that's that. And we're just going to put that on simmer now for 15 minutes. I'm going to cover it up and let that just do its thing. So that's it, guys. 15 minutes on that. And then we're going to put in the tomatoes. So as you see, we're still simmering down here. We've got about 7 minutes left, 6.5 minutes left. And you see the sauce is thickening up a little bit now. And we keep stirring it. And you'll see the pasta getting a little bit thicker now. Starting to look a little bit more thicker. Really liking the look of that now. So guys, we're at 4 minutes left of the 15. I think this is pretty much done now. So I'm gonna call this on and get it done. I think it's pretty much done before that sauce disappears. And yeah, so that's that. Let's plate this up, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now mix in the cherry tomatoes from earlier. Put them in there. And then mix those in. I've turned the heat off. I don't want it to do too much now. I just want to put these in. There we are. Let's just mix those in with this lot. And there we are. It's looking pretty nice. Now you could put some cheese in there if you wanted to put some cheese in there. It's up to you what you really want to put in it. But for the 5 ingredients, that's it, basically. And so that's it. That's our dinner. Let's plate it up. So let's see what little leg thinks about it. Nice. Is that nice? Yummy. Is that yummy? Is that yummy? Is that yummy? Yummy, 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 yummy. Here is Mrs. Meowsy's baby girl. Are you chilling at the work area? Are you chilling at the work area? You are. Yeah.